Actually, no, this overthrows what we thought before because there is now new evidence that we hadn't even considered before, and therefore we have to take a different direction.
That's the scientific process you're describing, right?
That's my belief process.
Sure. What do you understand by time as a scientist? You said you're a scientist. What field is your specialty in?
Really, biology.
Fine.
More than physics.
Biology still
So
has to deal with time.
It's continuation. Well, you're going somewhere with this, so I'll let you go wherever.
No, I want to know what you understand by time.
Well, I'd like to know what time it is now, actually.
It's 1740.
1740, right. I've got to go at 6 because I've got a train.
Okay, good. 20 minutes.
Yeah. Right, so time is... Time.
Is there a measurement of something?
Yeah, measurement of...
Of what? As a biologist, you deal with measurements, many measurements.
Yeah.
So what's time measurement of? If I say time is a measurement of change, would you agree or disagree?
Of what?
Change. Transformations.
No, not really.
Okay, so what is the time measurement of?
Come on, you know.
I'm just wondering where he's going. I'm trying to think.
It's not about where he's
The
going.
relationship between the Earth and the Sun.
That was a bit simplistic.
That's what time is.
So if there was no sun and the earth, there would be no time.
Correct.
Wrong.
Time is.
No, there would.
There would not be time. Time is a construct by humans.
Yes,
Where we
but you
measure
don't-
the
you
relationship between the sun and the earth. That's
Yeah.
exactly what time is.
No.
It doesn't exist outside
No,
that.
no, it does. It
How?
exists because 14 billion years ago, the
14
Earth
billion
didn't
years,
exist.
14 billion years ago doesn't make any sense in that context at all. That doesn't make any sense.
Go and
It's
go and
nonsense.
speak to physicists.
It's
I'm not a
nonsense to say
physicist.
14 billion years before the existence of the Earth.
Because I'm going. Let's carry on with the argument.
So why do you not agree that time is actually a measurement of change? So when, for example, now and 20 minutes later, change would have happened. There will be lots of change happening. Change has happened, and we've gone outside those changes. Now they have gone bygone, they are past.
Because the way you're presenting that, it's as though you're trying to narrowly put time into just this change time and that's it, and it's more than that.
It's not more. I mean, what do you understand? Because that then will help us understand about our universe, whether our universe was always there or not. So, since nothingness doesn't exist in reality, and something exists now,
Can we get on to God? I'm waiting to get on to God.
What is God? What is God?
I don't know. You
You're the one who
believe in
believes in
God.
God.
So I'm
him.
waiting for you
that's why
that's
we need to go through a scientific process of understanding the reality.
No,
because that's the only thing that works with a scientist, right? Are you a philosopher or a scientist, or both?
Well, science is natural philosophy, isn't it?
But are you actually trained philosopher?
No, I'm a scientist.
Good, so a scientist. So what will work best with you in terms of interacting with you will be science, the scientific processes, and that's how we will do. So I am going to go through a
what would
process.
work best is you simply to tell me what you believe and why.
That doesn't work with the scientists.
It does work with the
Scientists
scientists.
accept evidence,
Yes.
not common sense.
Yes. But evidence is common sense. It's like, this is the evidence, and common sense says that you accept
Isn't
it.
there many things in science that goes against common sense?
Go on then.
Isn't there many things in science that goes against common sense?
Is what, sorry?
Aren't there many things in science that goes against common sense?
The science is a methodology, and the methodology is based
I am saying,
on common
aren't
sense.
there many things that we accept due to science, but that really goes against common sense? I can give you examples.
Go on then, give me an example.
Do you know of any?
You said you could give me an example. I said, please give me an example.
Do you know of any as a scientist?
I
Do you know of any?
can't think of any at the moment, so
Do you
I'll
know of
let
any?
you. I'll let
Depends
you.
how you define
Okay.
common
I'll let
sense.
you.
Quantum
I'll let
tunneling
you.
on another thing.
Okay, let's understand something.
Because all this
Do you want
is
to
full
give?
of
Okay.
obscure
So we
answers.
have a physicist among us, which is very good as a scientist, biologist, and a physicist.
Yeah. So
you wanna explain?
before going to understand what common sense is, so common sense is built on the view we usually observe on common ground or observe in the common people side. Now, no.
That's what common sense is.
Common sense is that.
Yeah.
So now you have something. If I throw a ball on a wall, and then it will just reflect back. Do you
It will bounce
understand
back,
that?
right?
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, so this is our common sense. We say that if there is a hurdle or barrier, and if we throw something, our common sense tells that it will be reflected back or bounce back.
Under certain conditions.
Yes, under certain conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this is hard and solid.
Yeah, there has to be gravity and air resistance.
If you throw something in a
Yeah,
black
this is-
hole, what happens?
we are talking about common people, so we're living in art, so it is wall
Black
and the
holes
art
are
is not.
thick
So
with
it
their
is
own
common
thing
sense.
is,
Yeah, it's common
I'm not
sense.
interested in discussing
We are
science.
talking about common
I'm
sense.
interested
We're not
in
talking about
what you
specific
believe and
situations. So
why.
now,
as a
now,
Muslim.
now,
Can
give
I
me
just
some
ask you a question?
example.
Can I ask you a simple question?
Now, in quantum realm,
very-
we have
example
particles
first.
which
Yeah,
can.
and
Let's
I'm
leave-
not
let's
interested.
leave quantum-
I've only
let's
got
leave quantum-
20
let's leave
minutes to
quantum
go.
out of it.
15
And I'm
perhaps.
like 15, yeah. So please just explain.
Let's
what
jump.
you
Let's
believe.
cut to the
in
chase. I've got
science,
to go
things
5
can
minutes.
go.
Let me ask
In
you a question.
science, things
Okay,
can
just one
go
second.
against common sense.
Okay.
So you, as a scientist, you should have
we
common
heard
sense
him.
about these scientific facts. Science works
It's
for.
boring.
No, sorry, no,
It's
sorry.
just
We're not interested in what you're saying. It's just going on about the same thing.
No,
Let me ask
you
you.
are
Let me
claiming
ask
that
you a question.
everything is nonsense, and then you are claiming
one
that
said
you are
everything is
scientists,
nonsense. Everything
not
is-
understanding basics of
everything in
science.
a human
Okay,
How science
All right.
works.
Okay.
Let me ask you.
sir.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask
What
you a
is the
question.
question you
Wait,
want
wait,
to
here's my
ask?
question.
Okay,
It's a
what is
very
the question
simple-
you want
It's
to
a very
ask?
simple question.
Let's hope so.
According to a lot of most religious people, Muslims and Jews,
Yeah.
Christians, they believe that there is something which we call God, which is some kind of higher intelligence, right? We don't know exactly what it is, right? But it's an intelligence, it's creative force, right? And it's the creative force behind everything in the universe. You, me, ants, the atoms, the trees, yeah? This is a creative force, okay? Whatever that means. Now, according to my understanding of a religious Muslim, yeah, you believe the same creative force that made this amazing, crazy universe also told some words to the mind of a guy called Muhammad, blessed be him, peace, whatever you say, yeah, and that these words were then written down in this book called the Quran. And what we're basically saying is that the Quran, yes, is from the same creative space, mind, as the universe. That's otherwise the God, Allah, right, the best work he could think of, yeah, or she could think of, to come and deliver to humanity in Arabic was the Quran, right? Now, when I read the Quran, right, I look at the universe, which is amazing. I look at the Quran, I'm like, meh. You know, you could do better, I could do better, he could write a better book than that. It hasn't had an update for 1400 years. It's causing a lot of mess in this planet because lots of people who believe in the Quran, like a significant number of them in different countries, are committing vile acts of disgusting violence and saying Allahu Akbar. So how do you reconcile your belief that the Quran is the greatest work of the greatest mind, God, yeah, and yet the results, and no disrespect to Muslims, when I read it, I find it a diabolical creation compared to the universe.
Okay.
That's my question.
Very good question. How many mistakes and errors did you make in that question? Did you count? Or have you lost count?
Don't be arrogant and rude.
No. I'm
He
making
does this all the time.
Hang on.
He just
Excuse me.
You're being obnoxious. I'm asking you a question
I
in
am
good
going to
faith,
answer.
and you're being
Not in
obnoxious
good faith.
and rude.
Okay,
And you're
let me-
supposed to be a good Muslim.
Let me
I'm
help
not
you
in
with
good
that.
faith. Oh, how do you know it's not in good faith?
Let me-
What does good faith even mean to you?
Let me-
Tell me.
How long have I known you for in this park?
I have no idea how long you've known me in this park.
Only today?
No, you've seen me around before.
Many years.
Have you ever answered a question in your life?
I am about to answer if you're going to listen.
Go on
You've got
then.
10 more minutes maybe perhaps. So the idea that you have, the construct in your question, the assumption, the Quran is the greatest book, greatest work of God, false. Quran is the communication, the final communication from God. Yeah, from our Creator, the final. It's not just His greatest. In fact, all of these things that you see, this is the creation of God. Okay.
That's Joseph Smith, actually.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Right. So the thing that you've read the Quran, no, you haven't read the Quran. You've read translations, perhaps in the languages that you know of, translations, and you misunderstood those translations, what it has to say. And based on the actions of certain ignorant, emotional individuals, the fringe group, you then say, this is what the Quran say, and I can match one with the other, and that's why Quran is a diabolical, this book and that book, and you don't agree with. And
It's open to
you said,
it's open to interpretation.
and you said,
There's been no updates for 1400 years.
and you said you can write a better book. Guess what? The Quran is such a book that you cannot even construct or compose it.
Crass, it's
It's
ridiculous.
a terrible
excuse me.
book.
Terrible book.
It's awful.
That's the problem. That's
It's
the problem.
full of
Your
nasty, violent
your
hatred towards
your-
non-believers.
your value judgment. Look at it. Look at what he's saying. Your value judgment of a book comes from your
Come from
total.
reading a translation of it.
Yeah,
Your comes from what? You know,
from a better understanding of the world than Muhammad could ever have had in
excuse
his
me.
time.
Let me give
That's
you.
where it
Okay.
comes from.
The Quran says.
You
I want-
you have more knowledge
Can
than
I
you
can
yourself
I
have
can
more
I
knowledge
can I
than Muhammad
reply?
ever had.
Can I reply rather than being interrupted? The Quran says to give you an English translation of the meaning. Have the unbelievers. That's like two. Have they not known that the heavens and the earth was joined together as one piece, and God parted it asunder and brought every living thing from water? Would they then not believe? Now, let's deal with that.
Go read more than one.
Wait.
It says that in the Torah, which I learned as a kid.
Did
Yeah, it's 10 to 6.
Is that information nonsense
It
or
also-
something
the Quran
significant?
says lots of things, including
That
unbelievers
information-
should be punished.
Vacuous crap.
The information about the origin of the heavens and the earth being united in one piece, and then, well, excuse me, you're a biologist, right?
What usable technology do you get out of that information?
One second.
You don't get anything out of that
One moment.
information. It's vacuous nonsense.
Why don't you listen to the example first? So the Quran says that. So I would like you to tell me, when the Quran says this, the origin of the heavens and the earth, all the planetary bodies, the stars, the galaxies, the earth, everything was actually in a
Go study
joint-
astronomy. Go to a university.
excuse me.
Understand the accretion.
You're not
method.
letting me.
Understand
You're not letting me even
how
address the
the
question.
What is your point?
My question
What
to
do you know?
you.
What's your
highlight how crassly ridiculous the Quran is on this.
My question to you is, how do you explain the knowledge of the common origin of our cosmos, which we have now confirmed through the redshift?
I have read the Quran. I know what nonsense it says.
One second. Have we confirmed that our
We haven't
universe?
confirmed anything in the Quran.
You're not
You're
answering
not
the
you're not
question.
listening, are you?
You're filming this,
You're not-
and people
you're not-
are watching it, and they're
you're
like,
not- you're
come
not-
on, answer the
You're not
bloody
listening, are you?
question.
Here's
He's
my
not- go on,
point.
then. He's asking
Here's
stupid
my
questions
point.
Well, then
about-
I've got 5
about
minutes.
something
Yeah, I
in the
know.
Quran.
So in your valuable 5
You're not
minutes,
answering it.
here's
It
something
sounds
that
annoying.
I am saying, do we know now, using our scientific tools and technology,
I'm going to walk
that
away, don't worry.
the Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way, the galaxies, all of them were actually
You're complaining
in
about me.
one point, united at one point? Do we know that? Yes, we do.
Well, we know that the universe started at the Big Bang, yeah.
We do now know, right?
We
have
don't
we have
know
control.
that. It's a theory.
Well, it's a theory.
Oh, now it's become a theory.
It's the best explanation that we have based on the evidence that we have
Correct.
at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
since this
But
is
the
our-
Quran doesn't say that. You
Hang on,
need to
hang on.
really disrespectfully misinterpret the Quran for it to even approach saying anything
Okay.
like that.
What did I misinterpret in the translation that I gave of a
Well,
Quranic
guys,
text?
the translation out.
Why would Allah give a book in Arabic
So-
to a bunch of desert people 1600
listen.
years ago?
So when the
And
Quran
we're
said
here,
that,
we don't speak Arabic.
are you
Hang
listening?
on, what's the
No,
idea
because
here?
Are you
I'm going
listening?
now. I want to go and see Bob.
Are you really a biologist?
Yeah. Why?
Because I doubt very much so, because it doesn't reflect your level of intelligence of having a discussion.
Here we go with that.
It's not ad hominem.
All right, guys,
because
I like to
nice
say,
speaking to
because
you.
you're not even having a
Nice
discussion.
speaking to you.
and I'll put a little statement on the cameras here
Once we
to
get
you
into
and
it.
every Muslim and that Palestinian lover over here, right? As a Zionist, right? I just want to say, that Palestinian.
Okay, see you later. No.
Palestinians
You're not giving me a
are
free
human
time.
beings who are suffering the most appalling conditions in Gaza. And if you
So
care,
now we
if
don't
you
want to-
care
who
about
even do not
Palestinian
understand
people,
basic
if
things
you
about
care
time,
love
and
them,
they
what
claim